What is up, beautiful people of the internet? I go by the name of Wesley, and today we are reacting to The Universe in 4 Minutes by Exurb1a. I don't know how to say their name. That being said, this has been super requested, and y'all know I love an animator. I think this is an animation. If it's not, I don't know. That being said, I don't know what to expect, obviously, clearly. Since I can't give it a good intro, I'm excited. Make sure you guys subscribe down below for more reactions, and please comment. Let me know other things you want me to react to, whether they are from Exurb1a or from anybody else. And please let me know how to say it, because I'm not trying to be funny. I just literally don't know how to say it. That being said, enough yapping. Let's just hit it.
Alright, welcome to the universe. We'll start with the Tyrion Lannister of physics, the Planck length, which is the smallest thing you can sensibly talk about. Next up, we lose our subatomic particle virginity and meet our first neutrino. Don't worry, she's lovely, and she has lots of friends. There are around 65 billion of them, passing through just 1 square centimeter of Earth every second.
Damn,
up
that is a
next,
lot of
we
friends.
bump into quarks. These come in 7 flavors: up, down, strange, charm, top, bottom, and banana. These are about as close to the building blocks of nature as we've managed to get so far. Next up, we get to the A-list celebrities of the subatomic world: Derek Neutron and Barbara Proton. Usually they engage in a 3-way with Carmen Electron in a kinky arrangement known as atoms. Funny thing about subatomic particles, sometimes they behave as waves, other times as particles, depending on how they're feeling and whether or not they're on their period. Which brings us to some more celebrities you will have heard of, such as helium, hydrogen, carbon, and cesium. All of this stuff so far, and everything in the universe, is controlled by 4 forces. The strong force, which generally binds quarks, protons, and neutrons together. Then there's the weak force, which regulates radioactive decay. The electromagnetic force, which holds atoms and molecules together, basically. And finally gravity, who is the promiscuous hussy of physics, and regulates everything else, like universes. But we'll get to that later. All this stuff is contained in a neat little package called the Standard Model, and is about as close to a theory of everything that we've managed to get so far.
That's insane, guys. This is incredibly dense. This is denser than... I was trying to make a physics joke. I don't know enough. We'll try it. This is denser than the protons, huh? But seriously, this is insane.
Generally, little stuff comes under the title quantum physics, and big stuff, which we'll get to in a moment, is known as relativistic physics. Scientists are working very hard on getting the two of them to move in together, but currently they have severe commitment issues. A little further up, when we get to the code of life, deoxyribonucleic acid, also known as DNA, is made of a sneeze called ATG, or adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. Depending on how these are arranged, you can get anything from the Ebola virus, to papyrus, to the German iris, to Miley Cyrus. Up some more and we get to cells, some top favourites including red blood, white blood, dendritic, and soft. The next level above that should be familiar. This is where we find raindrops, blue whales, hacky sacks, red tube, the human race, as well as Norway.
What about drop tops? I know we got raindrops, but like I just want to look out for the Migos, and I'm wondering if we get raindrops with the drop tops.
Out a little further, and now we're looking down on all of human history, including all of your insecurities, mortgage repayments, and ex-sexual partners. Which reminds me, Natasha, you're a bitch. Moving on, we get to the 8 planets and 146 moons of our solar system, which doesn't count Pluto, because you're not a planet, Pluto. You're done, mate. It's over, yeah? Then there's the Sun, which is a 4.5 billion year old burning ball of hydrogen and helium. Several billion years from now, the Sun will rage quit and turn into a red giant, gobbling whatever's left of our planet by then. Out again, and we find the Milky Way. The Milky Way contains at least 100 billion stars. Stars can be by
Is this starting to make you guys feel largely irrelevant? I mean, in a good way. If you focus on the negatives like insecurities and stuff in the vastness of the ever-expanding universe, your insecurities mean nothing. So that's kind of good. Or you can go and do it in the more depressing way, which is that you mean nothing. Which I don't believe.
Themselves,
you mean a lot.
Each other, called a binary star system, or occasionally a group of 3, which is called a trinary, ternary, or menage star. And that's not all. There's also nebulae, which are little starry wombs where lots of stars are born, moons, which either come from planets or random floating matter, and comets, meteors, and a million other types of astronomical bodies that there simply isn't time to talk about. At the center of our galaxy, and lots of other galaxies, are black holes. These are enormous wells of gravity that suck matter in and distort time. Fun fact, if you held your breath while falling into a black hole, you would die. Obviously. And then there's the rest of the universe. The Milky Way, our galaxy, is one of at least 100 billion galaxies, each one prettier than the last. Since there are 100 billion galaxies, with at least 100 billion stars in them, that means there are at least 100 billion trillion stars in the universe. The universe itself, as far as we're aware, is about 93 billion light years across, or to put it another way, if you were travelling at the speed of light, 300 million meters per second, it would take you 93 billion years to get from one side to the other, except for the fact that the universe is expanding, and the expansion is getting faster, which literally makes no sense. And yeah, that's about it, really. Oh, except there might be parallel universes.
What?
And hidden dimensions of space. and we completely forgot about time. The universe began, if you can call it that, about 14 billion years ago, and the first few galaxies turned up a few 100 million years later. A few 100 million years after that, you get the Milky Way, another few and you've got a very young Earth, then oceans, then life a bit later, reptiles, dinosaurs, game over for dinosaurs, sorry chaps, evolution of hominids, and finally all of our—
Was that Trump?
our bullshit here. Or here, or here, maybe? It's kind of hard to tell because we're so insignificant. Anyway, nothing means anything and we're all gonna die. Bye then.
That was amazing. That was amazing. That was like the Magnus Opus. That was so funny and educational. But it was one of those things. Do you guys ever encounter a feeling where it's like your brain can only take so much information in at one time? It's like if your brain was a water bucket, and in my case, my brain is a thimble, and it gets filled with water, and then I'm no longer able to take in anything more. Because I got hit to my brain bucket limit, my brain thimble limit, within like the first 10 seconds, and the video was 4 minutes long. That was so much information. It was so funny. I feel like I could rewatch this probably 100 times and get something new out of it each time. What an absolute masterpiece. Thank you guys so much for the suggestion. If y'all have any other suggestions for stuff you want me to react to, please comment them down below. You know I love my edutainment. You know I love my YouTubers. You know I love everything. So whatever genre, anything, as long as you think it would be a good reaction, comment it down below. Let me know. That being said, guys, subscribe for more reactions as well. Man, I'm gonna have to think about things. That video wrecked me. I'm so curious because if somebody had made this video like 200 years ago, it would have looked very different. I'm so curious how this type of a video, someone could not have made this video 200 years ago, you idiot. The videos didn't exist 200 years ago. Regardless, if they could have, let's say that. In 200 years from now, if somebody were to make a video, assuming that people still make videos, or whatever the medium that is comparable in that time period, how different will that look? Like, how much of the stuff we think we know isn't going to be true, and how much more are we going to know? I'm so curious. That being said, y'all are amazing. Hope you have an absolutely fantastically beautiful day. Take care of yourself. I am Wesley. I'm out.